What's up guys, it's your boy Notinev. Welcome back to another video. So yesterday I participated in the Doom of Dimensions OTS Championship here at Mirage Gaming, and I would like to discuss with you my matchups and give you my deck profile. So first, let's go over the matchups. So we played a total of 5 rounds. Overall score was 3 wins, 2 losses. Guys, it was so unfortunate. I went in there with the mentality that we were going to win, and it was going well. Unfortunately, game 4 and game 5 was our losing matches. So game number 1, we went up against Pure Mitsurugi. We went up to game 3, and guys, the new time rules are here. Time was important, almost close to time ending. And what I can say was in game number 3, we went first, setting up our board. We did win the dice roll. Let me mention that as well. When we go first and we are able to set up a really good board, guys, K9 Cyber Dragons does really well. So game number 1, we went first. My opponent could not play through all our interruptions. We hop into game number 2. My opponent goes first. I cannot remember if we had any hand traps, but I assume not. And unfortunately, Mitsurugi is really good. We could not win it in game number 2. So we went into game number 3 and we're going first, guys. Going first, and I can't remember if my opponent had hand traps, but we were able to go full combo. And here's the play. My opponent then starts their turn, and they're trying really well to get access to Murakumo, as well as being able to bring it out to blow up the entire field. So we do use our regulars, Infinity, not SP yet, of course, and Ripper. We do use Ripper against the Halpakiri. We did not have Ash Blossom. And now my opponent had 2 cards left in hand, Mitsurugi, Mirror, and they did search for Murakumo. So I knew on resolution of some effect, I was like, okay, if he activates Mirror, I need to be able to get rid of the Murakumo or stop it from being summoned. So I go K9 X-Force Release, XC Summon into Werewolf. When he activated Mirror, I went Werewolf effect, banished that Murakumo until the end phase for the rest of the turn, and that basically stopped him. And so we take game number 1. Fantastic. So game number 2, we went up against K9 Christian, and my opponent was very unlucky. They won the rock paper scissors, but they did brick on 2 Fura loss, and I can't remember what was the other 3 cards in the hand. So they simply just passed for turn. I was like, whoa, that's bad. But we draw for turn, and my opponent does drop both for Wallace on us, but luckily for us, we did have Cyber Dragon, but we did have our K9 cards. And so the plan was we are going to only do K9 plays, because you can put up enough K9 monsters to attack for game, and that's exactly what happened. We did make the sacrifice of giving my opponent 2 draws because we had to go into K9 Ripper to search for other cards. When we went into K9 Ripper, my opponent did draw into Azuna, but that did not stop us because our 2 other K9 monsters could just crash over Ripper. Their Azuna. Our Ripper does negate their Lupus from summoning from the grave, and also because they did activate a monster effect in the hand and graveyard, Case for K9 does boost our K9 monsters by 900 attack. So that was game. Then we went into game number 2, and my opponent is going first. I had Ash Blossom and Fuwalos. I activate Fuwalos, my opponent does not have Ash, and so they were thinking quite hard if they wanted to commit. They did have Azuna, so they summon, I think they did summon Azuna and Lupus, but they did not want to go into Ripper to give me another draw. So instead, they proceed to activate the Christian Inclusion, that continuous spell that's limited to 1 to search, and I was like, okay, this is the one-off, pretty important, so I do Ash it. Very unfortunate for my opponent. So he passes on Azuna, Lupus, and I'm not sure, there was another, I think it was Lantern and Jocko. So like 4 K9 monsters on the board. He did have Duel. Actually, I don't know, but he does pass for turn, and he passes it to us. So he set up a partial K9 end board. Oh, and he did have draw. I made a note here. So lucky for us, we did have call by against the draw. So we know some core effect, search for Cyberdark Realm. He activates draw. We call by the draw. Fantastic. He summoned Vimana, common anomaly Vimana, rank 5, but keyword, it's a machine. And I did have Cyber Emergency in my hand, so I went Cyber Emergency, search for Cyber Dragon. I did bring out Cyber Dragon. I can't remember because I do remember having Core, but maybe the sequencing isn't correct. I special summoned Cyber Dragon, Contact Fuse. Oh, I think I used the Core. Actually, I can't remember, guys. I'm sorry. I'm probably lying to you. But you do get rid of Vimana by Contact Fuse. My opponent should have summoned Nash Knight instead. He did realize that mistake afterwards. But luckily, we were able to take the win against K9 Krishna. Now, game number 3, we went up against Yummy Mimigul. We won the duel. We went first. We went full combo. My opponent could not play through all of it, unfortunately. So we go into game number 2. He did draw into Mimigul cards, but no Yummy players. But we had Fuwalos. So we activated Fuwalos. My opponent did not have Ash Blossom. So he set up a small Mimigul inboard. He had the field spell, he had the trap card, and he gave us a set monster. So basically we were under the floodgates. We cannot normal summon, and he passes back to us on that. So no Yummy players, no Yummy cards. So when we started our turn, we were able to play through the Mimigul floodgates by not normal summoning. We only had the only K9 card was Jockle, but when I used Jockle, reveal Cyber Dragon, summon them both to the field. My opponent uses the Mimigul trap to flip Jockle face down, and luckily all the other cards in our hand was Cyber Dark Worm. I can't remember the other cards, but luckily we did not have to normal summon, and we were able to play through it, bring out Kameotech Rampage Dragon, and go for game. So game number 4, we went up against Yummy Mitsurugi, and this is the first loss. In game 1, my opponent went first, and he went full combo. Yeah, he went full combo, and against Yummy Mitsurugi, it's a very powerful inboard. Unfortunately, I tried to play through it, but I couldn't. He had Herald. I had to play through Herald. He used Herald to negate Cyberdark Claw searching. That's the sacrifice he made, because when I went core to search then for Cyberdark Realm, I believe, guess what he had? Duel and Lockbird. Guys, he couldn't use Duel because of Herald, but now Herald was off the field, so now he could drop the Duel, and Duel already kills us. So we gave him game number 1. We went into game number 2. Guys, my opponent had the most cracked hand I have ever seen. He had Fuwalos, Ash Blossom, Imperm, Nibiru, and Cupsy. Absolutely crazy. So obviously it drops the Fuwalos on us. We have no response. And guys, unfortunately with K9 Cyber Dragons, if you get hit with Fua, you actually need to make the sacrifice to either rely on your hand traps that you have in your hand, but I had no hand traps. I only had engine. Or you need to give your opponent some draws so that you can end on something. So I took the Fuwalos challenge. Long story short, he had like 4 other hand traps. I couldn't play through it, and he nerfed me at the end. So my opponent took the game from there, guys. I did try, but unfortunately we lost. Game number 5, we went up against Yummy Mitsurugi again. My opponent went first, and he set up his board. I can't remember if I had any hand traps, but we did not win game 1. We did not win game 1. Then we went into game number 2, guys, and I made a mistake. My opponent had no interruption. Well, no interruption that he used against us. But in my mind, I was playing around Nibiru. So my mistake was, when we link someone into Clifford Genius, you want to use Therion King Regulus, targeting Chimera or targeting Clockwork Knight. But that does lead to it being like past your 5th summon, if I'm not mistaken. Because I was so stressed about Nibiru, I brought out Regulus early, targeting my Cyber Dragon core, and that affected me because I had no other Cyber Dragon name to use for Power Bond. Sure, I do have Hertz engraved, but I have to use the Cyber Dragon in my hand or Cyber Dark Worm on the field to fusion summon into Kameotech Rampage Dragon, but then I'm missing another level 5. So the sacrifice I had to make was making that mistake, because I was trying to play around Nibiru. So instead I ended on SP, Regulus, Infinity, Cold by the Grave, and D-Barrier. But guys, unfortunately, that was not enough. You see, that's how powerful Yummy Mitsurugi is. Well, that's how much of a trash player I am. One of the two. but he was able to play through it. I call by his link 1 Snatchy because like I don't want the Snatchy to get access to the field spell. But guys, Marshmallow, Yummy Marshmallow, I did not realize it could set, well, not set, but place or set one, whichever one it is, from the deck. I thought it was only from Banished. I learned something. I learned that you need to read every single fine detail. So unfortunately, Marshmallow was the card that got him access to the field spell, and that just changed everything because he was able to attack into our monsters, clear the board, and unfortunately we lost from there. I couldn't do anything. I did throw the game. It was my mistake. We could have went full combo. My opponent could not play through it. And if you're wondering what about D barrier, I called Ritual with the D barrier. I did not want him to bring out Murakumo. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Marshmallow is still a really good card for Yummy. So guys, that's the OTS tournament. We did come 7th. If I won our last round, we could have came on a higher position. There was 24 players, but we came 7th. Hey guys, it's still an achievement. And I did do my best for most of the games besides the last game where I threw the game. But I'm actually quite happy. So guys, let's show you the deck profile. Alright guys, let me show you the deck profile. So today we are playing a total of 46 cards. I only made, well, I made a few changes, but not a lot of changes, but we'll get into it. So in the main deck, we are playing 3 Cyber Dragon Core, self-explanatory. We play 1 Cyber Dragon required for combo. We play 1 Cyber Dragon Hertz. You just need 1 mainly for combo. Maybe if you draw into it, it can help you just to normal summon it and still have Cyberdark Realm in your hand, because if you don't have Core, you can have Hertz and Realm. That is still full combo, but mainly for combo. Then we have Nashter. This is mainly for follow-up. This card did not actually come up this tournament at all, but hey, you know, I still played. It's there for follow-up because Hertz, if it's sent to grave and Nashter is in your grave as well, Hertz effect can trigger to add Nashter to your hand for follow-up. So I might still play it, it just didn't come up during the tournament. Then into our Cyberdark cards, we are playing 3 Cyberdark Claw. Obviously it's a starter, so if Core gets negated but you have Claw, you can definitely carry on playing. Or if you have Claw, that's a starter right there. 1 Cyberdark Chimera, the very important card of this deck. You just need 1. And obviously the next MVP, Cyberdark Worm. Alright, cool. Then Honorary Cyber Dragons, Therion King Regulus, and Disablaster. Disablaster is to search off Clifford. Genius, we're only playing the 1 level 5. I don't have Crab Crane or K9 Noroi, guys. I don't have access to them yet, but this was perfectly fine. Now onto the K9 cards. We are playing 3 K9 Azunas. We are playing 3 K9 Jockles. I'll still play 3 and 3. Azuna does serve as a hand trap, so perfectly happy with that. And obviously 3 Jockle. It will be nice to search for it off combo with K9 Ripper or Case for K9. And also when you do open it in your hand, it is really good to bring out 2 level 5s and go into K9 Ripper for that negate. Obviously just 1 Lupus, that's all you need, and 1 Lantern. Not sure if you should play 2, but 1 is enough. 2, I am not entirely sure. Probably still just play the 1. Then we play the 1 K9 X-Force Release. And we play 2 Case for K9. I was playing 1, so this is the one change I made. I decided to play 2, mainly because maybe either we open Jockle or we can search, open into Case for K9, and that can help us get access to it. I was thinking whether we should play Chaotic Elements, because at my locals, well, at the locals and at the tournament, the people I know there, they were playing K9s. I only played against 1 other K9 Christian player, and I was like, oh, Chaotic Elements has that graveyard effect that we could use, but maybe in the future. But 2 Case for K9, and this was fine. Perfectly happy with it. Might carry on playing 2, maybe 3, who knows. I'll think about it. The 1 Clockwork Knight, we only play 1 Link 1 Clockwork Knight, so you just need the 1. Need it for combo, or you can use it for floodgates. If you want to use it as a floodgate, then just discard another spell of Cyberdark Chimera. Then we play 1 Cyberlord Fusion. Cyberlord Fusion is there because we don't have K9 Noroi, so this is required for combo. If I get access to K9 Noroi, I will be taking this card out. Now, guys, I decided to play one power bond. So we're playing a deck list of 46 cards, and I was like, hey, you know what, Nevin? You know, it's one way to not draw into power bond. Simply believe that you're not going to draw into it. And guys, you know, all I can say is only for one round. Yeah, I'll say round. In the 5 games, in all those rounds, only in one round did I draw into power bond. And luckily for us, in that round, we did lose, not because of power bond, it's just that we couldn't play through all the interruptions. So one power bond, and it did work out fine. I think I'll carry on playing one power bond. As much as it is a risk, guys, just believe in the heart of your cards. You are not going to draw into it when you need it most. You will only search for it. You'll never draw into it. If you do draw into it, you're probably losing the game anyway. I'm just kidding. But 3 Cyber Emergency, we play 3 Cyber Dark Realm. Now onto the hand traps. Obviously, we are playing the 1 Call By and the 1 Crossout. Designated these 2 cards to protect us from Duel and Lockbird mainly, but also for Walos or any other pesky hand traps that your opponent may be playing. Onto the hand traps, we are playing 3 Ash Blossoms. We are playing 3 for Walos, 3 Imperm, and I decided to include 2 DD Crow. Now, DD Crow is mainly for Mitsurugi as well as K9. It did come up, I did mention I played against K9 Christian, and I accidentally said I used Ripper to negate Lupus. I actually didn't use Ripper. I had DD Crow in my hand and I just DD Crowed the Lupus. That was the only time DD Crow actually came up, and it did work, you know, it did work. But I don't want to play Bestials because Bestials require your opponent to control a monster in order for it to be a quick effect. Hence why I decided to use DD Crow. I might continue playing it because we do want to get rid of Murakumo or Lupus when we go up against K9 or Mitsurugi or maybe even Yummy. In some situations, it can work against Yummy. But guys, that is the main deck. So let us go into the extra deck here. So guys, we play 1 SP. We play 1. Oh, sorry. Let me organize this quick. 1 SP. We play the 1 Clockwork Knight, and then we play the 1 Clifford Genius. Then onto our fusions, we are playing the 2 Chimera Tech. Sorry, let me get it, guys. So disorganized here. 2 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. We're playing 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon as well as Mega Fleet. So Mega Fleet did come up number 1 against a Yummy Mitsurugi player. He kept his 1 monster in the extra monster zone. We did Mega Fleet him. This card didn't actually come up against K9 Christian because he didn't bring out his Infinity and a monster in the extra monster zone. So unfortunately, we couldn't do that to him. It would have been funny to see that actually, but we couldn't do that to him. But the Fortress Dragon did come up only once though, only once. Now onto the Xyz, we are playing 1 K9 Ripper. We are playing 1 Valon, the Super Sky Blaster. We are playing 1 Imperial Princess Quinquery. We have the Werewolf to go with our K9 Ripper. Then we have the Nash Knight pack. Well, I say Nash Knight package, it's just these 2 cards. Nash Knights as well as number 1 or 4 or any other number monster you can play to go with your Nash Knight. Then we are playing Cyber Dragon, so it's mandatory to play Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity. So that is the extra deck. I don't think I would change anything. However, when it comes to Nash Knight, actually, when I get access to K9 Jax, which I actually did, I pulled it in the packs, I'll put in K9 Jax. And since I obviously can't play number 1 or 4 to go with the Nash Knight, I might actually put a second copy of Clockwork Knight or maybe Chaos Angel. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So into our side deck, we're playing, oh, need this camera to focus. There we go. 3 Ghost Bell. The Ghost Bell is mainly for Mitsurugi, K9, and Yummy. It does work a lot against Yummy. Bell did not come up today, unfortunately, but I'll still play it in the side deck. Then we are playing the 2 Lightning Storm with Hoppy's Feather Duster, back row. It is also good against Yummy. Just clear the back row. Well, not Yummy, actually, I stand corrected. Against Mitsurugi, it can be against other decks. There's a deck I'm trying to mention, I just can't remember it. But point stance, respect back row, guys. Then we are playing 3 Dark Ruler no more, mainly for Yummy, mainly for Mitsurugi. Did it come up today? It didn't. I did side it in against those matchups, but hey guys, I just did not see it in my hand, guys. But I will still play these guys. Sorry, these cards. Then we play 3 D Barrier. D Barrier only came up once against Yami Mitsurugi. Unfortunately, that is the game I threw. Still quite annoyed by it, but still gonna play 3 D Barrier. Now people may be wondering, what about thrust into D Barrier? Then you can play other trap cards. I actually don't want to do that. I really want to increase my chances of seeing D Barrier and not rely on my opponent to activate a monster effect to set D Barrier. I don't want to do that. I'm playing 3 copies of D Barrier. And then we are playing 3 Duel and Lockbird mainly for Mitsurugi, Raizo Mitsurugi, or any other deck that does search a lot. So that is the side deck. I'm not going to change anything about it. I don't want to put draw in the main deck because we do play for Wallows and I don't want to draw myself if I can just get more draws. So instead, that is why I kept DD Crow. So guys, that is the deck profile. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. OTF signing out. Peace.